Good morning and welcome to Monday Musings and Meditations with Sarah Brennan. Is that the right way to say it?
Correct, yes. Thank you.
Yay, Sarah. Sarah's joining us from Michigan, Detroit, Michigan. I'm always back to front, sorry. And it's summer.
Mm-hmm. It is 90 degrees today.
Do you know what that is in Aussie, in Fahrenheit?
Oh my gosh, we do have to do our mathematics.
No, that's okay. It's I'll have a quick look.
So would 30 degrees be, or no?
It's a weird sliding scale thing, Celsius, isn't it? It's kind of, I don't know. So you're 90 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit.
90.
Oh, wrong way around. Fahrenheit to Celsius.
Yeah. What's the next
32 degrees. Yeah, you're close. 32. That would be lovely. We are, just to give you, we are at 14 degrees. 14.
Which is 60, 50s?
57. 57. So Sarah, we're living in interesting times. Yeah, I was just wondering how warm it was because you've got a long sleeve top on. And
air conditioning. I know.
You've got air conditioning. Okay, yeah, and I've been rushing around. I'll pull my big rug on in a little while. So how is everything over there in the States? I know that COVID's hit you guys pretty hard as well. So I won't spend too much time on that because it's all that's ever in the news. But I mean, it is affecting all of us. And I think that what we do, meditation, mindfulness, everything is what gets most of us through it without going too crazy. So, I mean, how about you? How is it over there?
It's been tumultuous, I would say, honestly, because there's so in Michigan here, we're state by state, and there's different ramifications on what each state does as far as guidelines of where you can go and masks, wearing masks, not wearing them. And so in Michigan, it's the governor mandated that we wear masks. And, it's really for ourselves with our kids. So we're in summer vacation right now. So school is not in session for the states, most of the states.
And that's the long holiday, like 6-8 weeks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's a few months. And so, but, when at one point back in March, we were in school, full-time school through June, pretty much is how the school year goes, September to June. So they were sent home and online schooling for elementary. We have high school, which are teenagers, and then even university level here. So I have 3 kids, so it was a challenge.
And you're a single parent as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So
that makes it extra. Your mum and dad. Yeah.
And so with that, my older 2 are not as self-motivating. My youngest was the only one who is self-motivating and
to do the schoolwork. Yeah. It was the opposite for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my youngest is 14, so there you go.
Oh, well, my eldest is 14. There you go. So the 14-year-old was good. The 11-year-old was, yeah.
Are you in school session now in Australia or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have our long holiday in our summer. Mm-hmm. So our 6 to 8 week holiday that you're having now, we have in our summer, which is your winter. So in December, January, they have the long holiday. Yeah, so we've just come back. We're actually second week in the school term at the moment. Yeah. So have you found that your own practice, mindfulness meditation, has been what's helping you through, coping with the crazy new world and soul parenting at the same time? Or did you have other tips and tools that you had to bring in?
Well, I will say the meditation I found extremely challenging during this whole time.
Yeah. Okay.
And for my personal practice and what I teach primordial sound meditation, which is, I studied under Deepak Chopra and Roger Gabriel, like amazing instructors and meditators, and then also with Mark Bredner, which has been a great honor, and learning to incorporate more chanting and pranayama into the practice. And it's funny because like this whole time I would sit to do the meditation, it would go one of two ways. It would either be my mind was just full of the mind stuff the whole time, which can happen, and that's just
what happens all the time for me. Yeah, it's normal.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. And
Yep.
then sometimes I would feel I kind of come to, and I thought, oh, I could feel a little bit of a deepness of the meditation, but it was almost, and I'll just say this, Sam, it was almost the collective consciousness, which is what we're all a part of, whether or not we know it, was kind of, it still is kind of in turmoil. So it was pretty, I don't know, to me it was, just even still now,
you can feel it.
I can feel it. And I think everyone feels it, and our kids feel it. And, especially working with the kids right now, it's with my own children, even my 20-year-old, who is, there's a lot of earth, a lot of this going on, Clash of the Titans almost in a way. But, I just try to be patient with it, because I believe our kids are really in tune to that feeling and that unsettledness. And
keep talking. I'm sorry if I'm looking down. I just forgot to check the Facebook if anyone's saying hi or anything. So keep going.
So one of the other, I mean, in the States right now, we have, the bug. I don't even say it out loud, has become a political uproar of a mess, and it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
We have two ladies watching, at least. Well, there may be more watching. Two have commented. It's Tanya. Hi, Tanya. And Catherine has, oh my, yes, collective is crazy at the moment. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I think one of the important factors too, I believe, is that we as, people who, sit in that stillness and quiet our minds, there's a lot of power to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power. And there's an old saying that one light can light 10,000, one tiny little light. And so as much as we feel it, the importance is us in our practice, whether it be prayer or anything, whatever people tune into, to kind of to be a part of that peace, that stillness.
Yeah. So when you said meditation was hard during that time, you still did it, is that right?
Yeah, I would do the meditation, so 20 minutes twice a day.
Wow.
And it would be a challenge. However, sometimes I would I found chanting was really actually kind of fun. I would go into YouTube and find different chanting artists, and
I personally find chanting much easier. Yeah,
right.
And I can't wait. I'm waiting for someone who comes on this to go, we're going to do a chanting meditation, because I'm sure someone will eventually. But yeah, so yeah, because when you said, because I said, when I asked if that helped you through that time, you said it was actually very challenging. So it was challenging to stick with it and to do it.
Yes.
But it was still essential. Would you say? Yeah.
Essential and non-negotiable, and just
non-negotiable. Yeah. So this is what I like to share with my students is when, I can't meditation, it's too hard. It's la 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 la. You hear the stories, and I myself has struggled a lot. I way prefer to do chanting, you know, just because it just short circuits the thoughts. You can't think when you're singing, you just can't, and you feel joyous, and that's wonderful. And when you're sitting there meditating, like, and I really felt like a battle a lot of the time. Like I did it because I felt the benefits. The benefits were definitely there, but I didn't particularly enjoy my meditations. And then I came across this lady, I can't remember her name, I'm sorry, whoever you are. She wrote a book called MMM. It's manifestation, a mindfulness, a meditation manifestation, mindfulness, meditation, manifestation. And so when they do it, they do start off with mindfulness. The meditation always has mantra, and then manifestation at the end. So it's easier because of the mantra, internal mantra. But the studies that she saw, sorry for taking over a little bit here, but I get so excited with this, was that there were these MRI scans of brains of meditators, and there was the brain that's going, oh, I've got to do the shopping, I'm going to do this, oh, blah, I'm not doing this meditation very well, blah, 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 blah. But they kept coming back, they kept coming back, they kept coming back, and their mind was busy, and they didn't particularly enjoy it, but they never gave up, they just kept trying, and it was what it was. Then they did the mind of the meditation person who just went off into Zen bliss land. Both of their brains lit up exactly the same. Yeah. And when I heard that, I was like, yes. So it doesn't matter if I think this is a good meditation or a bad meditation, it's still working. And to me, that just sealed the deal for me. I thought, well, okay, because if you think you're struggling with something and it's not even working, then what's the point? But it is. And the difference is that they get a deeper relaxation and probably heightened spirituality and those other untangible, unmeasurable benefits. But brain-wise, cortisol-wise, coping-wise, same thing, same deal.
I think there's a lot to be said for that, and that was one of the most valuable lessons I learned when working with my teachers, and the importance of knowing the experience during the meditation has nothing to do with what it's about. And so the effects you see as your day unfolds, and that's where the meditation pans itself out. And so many times we're so caught in the experience of how it's supposed to look and what it's supposed to be. And you know, when I teach it, the biggest misconception is, oh, I'm on top of the mountain and lotus position, and oh, the Dalai Lama is in front of me.
I'm in this state of bliss. Yeah, I've heard so many meditation teachers talk about this bliss, and I'm like, oh, well, I very rarely experience that bliss, but it doesn't stop me.
No, it does. It does not. So let it go. The Dalai Lama's busy, you know, working on some other things. He can't come visit us all the time. So
love it.
That's what I love is that is one of the most valuable lessons, is to let go of the experience.
Yes, and the expectations.
It has nothing to do with the effects. And so you can have an awful meditation like you're saying, and the neurological mappings that they've done, doesn't matter. So that to me is just,
it's exciting. It's great. And then you just got to make it part of your maintenance. You brush your teeth every day because you want clean teeth. You know, you meditate every day because you want a clean, functioning brain, mind, whatever you want to call it. Now, I know you do a lot of body work as well, Bowen therapy and Reiki, which you love doing. Did you want to chat about any of that, or and if anyone watching has any questions about that, you're welcome to post them and I'll have a look. Okay. But did you want to chat about that?
Sure. Well, and so
because you seem to love it,
well, and to me, well, I've trained in it. They're very similar, and what happens neurologically. That's why with meditation, and specifically the Bowen therapy, I've trained in Reiki. However, I trained in Bowen therapy, which is out of Australia. And it's like, I'm loving this Australian connection with you, Sam, here today, and everyone in Australia, because there's so many beautiful things that have come out of that. the country. And Bowen therapy, I've been practicing it now for a few years, and the benefits I see and the results that clients get from this therapy is, to me, has been mind-blowing. It taps into the body's inner intelligence to heal itself. So what happens is when someone is receiving a session on the table, there's different levels of consciousness. And so we alpha, beta, theta, gamma, it goes deeper, deeper, deeper. So
same as in meditation. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this is interesting. I haven't heard any of this.
Yes. So what happens is when someone's receiving the Bowen technique, I call it technique. I don't want to say therapy because I don't want to be tagged as a therapist. It's like, no. This is you healing yourself, your body's inner intelligence. So what happens is the brain, they've done brain mappings while someone is receiving the Bowen technique, and they've gone into these deep levels of consciousness, which are the same as what's achieved in a meditation practice, even when our mind, we talked about, is all over the map. However, even when you think, oh, that was a waste of my 20 minutes, however, the brain mappings have shown if your mind's doing this or it's this, you're still receiving that same neurological benefit. So when the brain operates at that level, it's optimized state of healing. Really, it goes into the cellular level of homeostasis. It's just beautiful.
I had no idea that was involved in Bowen technique, or Bowen therapy, whatever. Yeah. I just thought it was body work, that gently helped you release. That's awesome.
Well, and it's very specific in its design. It's different than a massage therapy and other techniques that are used. And there's confusion there sometimes, but so it's where the brain goes into that healing restorative state. When you go into meditation, the brain goes there into that healing restorative state. So it's like the Bowen is the in-person, and then the homework is, okay, take this and develop a meditation practice to continue that healing. It's really awesome. So I love it. Any questions on it?
Not that I can see. No, I'm good. So before you lead us into your meditation, are there any, tips that you'd like to give anyone listening on how to cope with anything, or what you've found most useful, like coping with COVID? I know we get sick of saying that word. Single parenting, just coping with the mind. I don't know. They're just a few things you'd like to share, a few tips, ideas.
Well, and people ask, I get this question a lot of, I can't meditate. How can I do this? And understanding, as we go through the day and we have all these worldly events that are happening, and then our little local events, and then our little family events that are occurring, and their individual events. So it comes to the scope.
Yeah.
To even when we feel that happening, meditation can be as simple as one simple breath, and we could do that right now, just to give you an example, and just to understand and realize it doesn't have to be a long drawn out process. We don't have to make it anything big, and it's just tuning into the moment of the now. And you can do that with one breath. So if we close our eyes, deep inhale through the nose, feel the air coming through, audible exhale out. So just even that little glimpse allows the body that quick little neurological settling And that's as simple as it can be.
Yeah. You just have to remind yourself to do it. That's why
So,
those meditation bell apps are quite handy. I've got one. It's not been working lately. Just a little app on the phone. Bing. When you hear it, breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. I used to play it all the time on my phone, and my partner, he didn't breathe in and out, but he said every time he heard the chime, he'd just say something he was grateful for. I thought, oh, that's lovely. I really like that too. Yeah. Probably lights up something similar in the brain.
It does. There's so many studies with gratitude and forgiveness and what happens neurologically. That's pretty powerful. For sure.
Before you lead us into the meditation, you're working on stuff now, new kind of offerings to the world or online or something like that. Are you? Is that, yeah? In what area? And
I have, so I teach, I've studied with the meditation practice with Deepak Chopra and Roderick Gabriel. And I'm a primordial sound meditation instructor. Then
I wanted to know what that was actually. When you told me about that before, can we segue into what is that? What is primordial sound meditation? Sounds awesome.
It is it's a mantra-based meditation. So, and the science behind it is amazing. You know, you referred to a story of a mantra base, and that's what this is. It's a self-inducing transcendental style of meditation. So, and it's an easy practice that people can practice in their own daily lives. You don't need an app, you don't need anything. You just need yourself seated in a position, eyes closed, and 20 minutes. That's it. So it's
beautiful. And so for those of you who don't know what mantra and stuff is, it's basically the more ancient version. It translates as mind tool, and so to help train the mind and it was used with traditionally with ancient words, Sanskrit or whatever. But depending on your religion and your belief, you can swap them out with anything you want, can't you? Really, you could just sit there and say peace, 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 or one, and it's still going to give you the same benefits. Maybe not as much spiritually, but mentally.
The neat thing about the practice that I teach, it's not a philosophy. It's not. You don't even have to believe in it. And it's the point of the mantra is it's a sound, as opposed to if you repeat the word peace, you know, you close your eyes and you think peace, peace, peace. You're like a piece of pie.
I knew where you were going.
Your mind may start to go into thoughts. So the mantras, the primordial sound mantras, are Sanskrit terms. However, they're a vibration and a sound with no meaning. So that's what. And it's so what happens when I instruct it? Each person receives their own personal sound based on date, time, and place of your birth.
Okay.
And it all has to do, so it personalizes it a little.
So that's what makes it like the transcendental, yeah. Because they give you a personalized mantra, don't they? Yeah.
Sisterhood of their cousins. These.
Okay.
And so the neat thing about it is, everybody receives their own personal sound, and it personalizes it. And so what they found is the ancient rishis were, sitting in stillness and quiet, and noticed that this is thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, that the earth offered a different vibration and rhythm around, and it changed every 4 to 6 hours. Like, it was cyclical. So then they found it was based on the position of the moon and the earth, and that played a role in it as well. So they verbalized these sounds into primordial sounds. So Deepak Chopra was approached by one of the caretakers of these ancient sounds, and then was able to, they gave him these sounds knowing the practice he wanted to teach to be true to its ancient tradition and not something made up or convoluted. Okay. So that's how it all came through. And so that's the method I teach. And then, everyone receives a personal sound. And then in the instruction, I offer a little bit more in the availability of Q&As, and then also offering just a little simple, my whole methodology on the healing and everything that's happening is simple, easy to do, and not something way out there that's just, takes so much time, because I'm a busy mom, right? Yep. And so, and whatever I teach, I do. And unless it's very simple and results driven, I won't go there. So I've added a few of those things in with the lessons. So that's it.
That's beautiful. And would we be able to hear like an example of a sound, or are they all too like individual?
We keep them. I've never said mine aloud. The only time with my teacher. Yeah. Pronunciation, and it's an internal. It's not like a like a chanting where you verbalize it aloud. So because it's an inward journey, so we stay true to that.
Could it be as simple as Om if I gave someone an example, like just Om? Yeah. So just a sound like that inside your head. Love it. So if anyone's interested more in this, you could contact Sarah.
Thank you.
You can linking below, type below. Sarah or I will get back to you with her details. And today you're going to guide us through a light meditation. And before you do that, I was just kind of curious. I was like, what is a light meditation anyway? And I was like, kind of looking at and I found a bit of information here or there, but not a lot. So I was just wondering, before you lead us through, if you could give us a brief explanation of what it is.
Well, we're going to do kind of a body scan lighting meditation to kind of bring
sorry, because I might have just completely muddled it up. I'm thinking light as in light. You might have meant light as in not deep. Which one did you mean? Light as in radiating light, or as in light as in just a not a very deep meditation?
We have we use a visualization of the light.
Of light. Okay. So why is that beneficial?
To illuminate it. When in my studies too, there was a meditation where you would stare at a candle, and I have not ever done that as a visual one. But that was something some of my friends always talked about as a really powerful meditation. So there's another light, but this is more an illuminating light within ourselves.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. When I was putting little light meditations for you, I was like, she's going to bring out the light in us. Okay, so if you're watching, we're going to begin now. So we chatted a little too long probably. But this meditation goes for about 15-20 minutes. So if you're not comfortable sitting for that long, your back gets uncomfortable, it's okay for them to lie down. Is that correct? Yeah? Yay. Okay. Well, I'm going to mute myself and let you take over, Sarah. Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So let's sit comfortably in our chairs or lying down. We'll close our eyes, taking our awareness inward. So let's take a deep breath in through the nose, audible exhale out through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose, audible exhale out. With our eyes closed, let's start bringing our awareness from the outside world to the inside and using our senses. So on your inhale, now inhale and out through the nose, nice and easy. And on the next inhale, I want you to listen for the most prominent sound that you hear. It could be your family in the next room, a dog barking outside. The most prominent sound you hear. And then on our next inhale, find the most subtle sound that you can hear. Maybe it's the air coming through the vents, the clock ticking, the most subtle sound, and bring our awareness to that. And now, even though we have our eyes closed, on the next inhale, find the most prominent sight you can see with your eyes closed. Maybe it's the light from the lamp or outside. And then on our next inhale, the most subtle sight that you see. If you don't see anything, that's okay. Maybe it's the floaters, the little floaties. But if we don't see anything, that's okay too. Breathing in and out through the nose. And now let's bring our awareness to the most prominent tactile sense we can feel. Maybe it's our bum on the chair. Maybe it's your feet on the floor. And on your next inhale, the most subtle tactile sense we can feel. Maybe it's the touch of the hair on the back of your neck, the collar of your shirt. And now bringing our awareness, even though we're not tasting anything right now, try to find the most prominent taste in our mouth. Maybe it was the garlic from dinner yesterday. If you can't taste anything, that's okay too. Just bring your awareness there. And now to the most subtle taste we can find. And now let's bring our awareness to the sense of smell, finding our most predominant smell. Maybe it's something in the kitchen or in the room next door, the coffee. And now the most subtle sense of smell we can find. Maybe it's the perfume or the detergent on our clothing. And now bringing our awareness to the most prominent of all the five senses. The sound, sight, touch, taste, smell. And the most subtle, the sound, sight, touch, taste, smell. We're going to let all the senses melt. And now let's bring into the sense of at the top of the head, imagine a bright light shining above, illuminating everything around it. And then imagine at the top of your head, the size of a pinhole, and that light coming down into the top, into our entire brain cavity, illuminating every cell, traveling down. And as it travels down the body, it melts the brow, relieving any tension, tightness we feel in our cheek, in our jaw. This bright white light, warm and illuminating, coming down the neck, releasing any tension within our neck and our throat and the back of the neck, down to the shoulders, releasing the tension, tightness within the shoulders. And now that warm white light, filling our chest, our lungs, healthy, vibrant lungs. Every cell illuminated with the bright white, warm light into our heart, melting any tension, tightness, and down into our abdominal cavity, into the abdomen. Allowing it to come through the arms, the biceps, the elbows, the forearms, the fingers. And the light continuing down our legs, releasing any tension, tightness into the knees, the calves, the ankles, the toes. And grounding us down through our feet to the earth below. The whole body illuminated, every cell with this white, warm, glowing, healing light. And we'll take a moment into silence and stillness. If you feel your mind wandering, gently come back to your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. And bring your awareness there. I'll mind the time. Om. Keeping our eyes closed. Setting intentions, focusing on the mind center. Reflective, alert mind, repeating silently to ourselves. Reflective, alert mind. Reflective, alert mind. Keeping our eyes closed, bringing our awareness to our heart center. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Loving, compassionate heart. Bringing our awareness to every cell throughout the body, lit up by this beautiful light. Lightness of being. Lightness of being. Lightness of being. You can slowly, gently, keeping your eyes at a low gaze. Keep your eyes looking low, nice and easy, gently. Opening them slowly. Hari Om Tat Sat. I just want to I want to thank you, Sam. I want to thank you so much for creating this space for your
Thank you so much for joining me. That was so beautiful. I really didn't realize how tired I was until I closed my eyes. I was like, oh, I need this right now, which is great. That was just, I noticed a couple of Catherine mentioned before with the sound, I think the primordial sound. She said, is it similar to singing sound bowls? Sort of, don't know, like the vibration, I guess.
Well, it is a Sanskrit word like Om.
Yeah.
You know, use that as an example. And I know with the singing bowls, they have different hertzes. I'm not.
Yeah.
I actually have a singing bowl just because I love playing with it and listening, and it has the.
I don't know what hertz mine is though.
I think mine is equated to the hertz of the heart chakra, the heart center.
Nice.
And there are studies that do talk about the different frequencies and vibrations that are offered within, you know, singing bowls and what they tune into that nadi system, right? So, but I don't know enough about it, but I will say so the mantra and the primordial sound is a Sanskrit word that's, again, personalized based on your date, time, and place of the birth and the vibration that the earth presented at that time. Which
lovely.
Yeah.
Nice. I might have to visit you. Might have to have a little session with you. Get my own vibration. Thank you. Yeah. Were you going to share something else before I interrupted you?
I just wanted to say it's just been such an honor that you called me up and to be here. And
I'm just so happy you accepted. It's great.
So grateful.
I just so love talking to people and sharing different types of meditations and ideas, because as far as I'm concerned, it's all heading in the same direction. I mean, many roads to living a calmer, more authentic, real life where you're not.
Paths, one truth. Many paths, one truth.
Beautiful. Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much for joining, ladies. Just seeing if there's
Thank you.
any last words.
The neat thing is,
Because
Sam,
there's
we're
such a lag. What's
we are
that?
literally on opposite sides of the globe.
I
Literally,
know.
northern
Yes.
hemisphere, and you're in the southern, and so we just spread that light. I envision it going all the way around. So
Beautiful.
cheers to
Beautiful.
everybody who participated and does so in the recording, because time is a spiral event, so it overlaps. Thank you.
Lovely. Lovely. Thank you, Sarah.
Peace.